It's always take two, Sam. It's always take two. She knows it didn't happen, but we all know it did, and we have to remind the world that it happened.
You know nothing.
We know nothing.
You know nothing, Sam Houston.
I hear you. Sure thing. Sure thing.
I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore.
We're talking about Game of Thrones there. You know nothing, Jon Snow. That's what it is. That whole bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I do remember that.
Let's talk EFL, and let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL Show, a completely biased, brief recap of the rest of the English Football League as told by two common American schmucks. I'm your host, Sam Houston, and of course, across the internets, because somebody's got the vid again, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Despite having the vid, little Dayquil, I'm ready as rain.
Dayquil. Well, we better get this shit done quick, because you ain't going to be lasting very long after that.
No, that's NyQuil, sir.
Oh, okay, Dayquil. I thought you said NyQuil for some reason.
I got caffeine.
Dayquil!
It contains cocaine.
Ah!
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Very good. We're recording at the DU Public House as always, and of course streaming live. We are streaming live tonight for this show as well. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Sure. It is at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
All right. Very good. Mel, you know we talk about the beer in the next show,
I know,
right?
but try it now. That's really good.
Yeah, very well done.
Sam, I didn't know of all the kinks you have, I didn't know your wife being a dominatrix was one of them.
Yeah, here, try it now.
Drink it now.
Drink it now, fat man.
Say thank you
Thank you.
and mean it.
Now, Mel, take your hands off his fingertips. Take your feet off his fingertips so he can push his calls button if he needs to.
Young lady.
Uh-huh.
Stop it. Good girl. Still got it. Still fucking got it. We're still drinking the same shit we were drinking the last show. So let's go ahead and get right into the action.
Championship Corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
Hinted at on the main show, Mr. Graham. Sheffield Wednesday have finally won, beating Rotherham 2-0.
That is a damning indictment of Rotherham, isn't it?
Well, the two of them and QPR are the bottom three teams, and the closest any one of them is to 21st place Huddersfield is 5 points. So those three teams are in a bad fuck way.
Yes, they are. But you did bring up QPR, which means that I have to bring up the fact that they just parted ways with their manager, and the number one rumor is Neil Warlock making a third appearance as QPR boss to try to save their season.
Bring on the Warlock.
Let me just say, I've got a huge boner for that.
Of course you do. Of course you fucking do. You like, give me the Warlock all the time. We don't need the Warlock in the Premier League. We need the Warlock in the Championship. That is where the Warlock belongs. Right in the veins. Fuck yeah. Now, a team that was actually struggling and down there with them for quite a while, Middlesbrough, lost to Stoke this weekend, but that was snapping a 5-match winning streak for Borough. So Borough is shot themselves up the table. They're now sitting, I believe, in like 12th or 11th or something like that. So finally starting to look like the team that everybody's hyped them to be. This was the team everybody was hyping for automatic promotion, you know?
It took them a while to get going. You're absolutely right. And even statistically in this game, they still had 9 shots, 3 of which on target, over 55% possession. So they're still wasn't like the worst performance in the world. Now they did manage to give up 13 shots with 6 on target for Stoke. So there's going to need to be some sort of defensive kind of reorganization there, or extra focus. But you can't say their performance was entirely bad.
Yeah, no, it's not. And they're, like I said, they're righting the ship, which is what we were kind of concerned about at the start of the season. 5 straight wins before this loss. So I'd imagine you see this a lot in the championship. You will see a team completely shoot up the table even later than this and get into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, big time.
You'll see this happen a lot in this league. So where we're sitting here and we're talking about where people are currently, it really means fuck all unless you're the teams that are kind of running away with it early, which is the case for Leicester, who still hasn't lost. I'm sorry, they lost once, but they've won every match since then. And Ipswich Town, who are now currently sitting in first and second place, they're on 39 and 34 points respectively. The third place team, Leeds, is on 25. This is already starting to feel like last season where Burnley and Sheffield were just dominating the rest of the league.
Absolutely. And not even just that. You look at Ipswich as well at a plus 14 goal differential. The closest to them is Leeds with a plus 9. West Brom with a plus 8. Southampton are somehow in 4th with a minus 1 goal differential. And then Cardiff are in 6th with a plus 7. So not only do they have the point totals, both of these teams have the goal difference this early in the season as well, and they don't show any signs of stopping. I
could tell you, I could go for Ipswich back in the Premier League again. It has been a very, very long time since they've been up there. I think it was back in the 90s when the league was first founded, when they first did the Premier League, was when Ipswich was around.
Yeah, I think that's right, and it's been far too long for them. They're a I don't know that I call them a big club, actually. They're probably a very large, medium-sized club, or the smallest big club you've ever wanted to see.
They are an equal to their Derby rival, Norwich. That's what they are.
They're they've been around a long time too. It'd be really nice to see them back, and for the first time for us to see them in the Premier League would be great.
Well, and also they would do that move that has happened multiple times when you see a team win League One and then come right up and gain promotion out of the Championship. That kind of big swing up that happens more often than you think. Like that happened with Bournemouth was one of them that happened to as well.
Swansea back in the day, I think.
Yep. On to League One. Pompey drew on the midweek and won over the weekend and are still undefeated and now have a 6-point lead on Oxford and Bolton at the top of the table.
I'm not going to get too excited yet, but I definitely want Pompey back in the Championship.
I would love if Pompey can just gain automatic promotion because that's a team that has made the playoffs a lot in League One over the past, 5-6 seasons and have fallen out every single time in the first round. So
absolutely,
but love to see him gain automatic.
That deserves it.
Now, Reading
they deserve to get up. They deserve to be back.
Oh God, yeah, they do. Absolutely, they do. And Reading was Pompey's last victim. Who Reading is now sitting dead fucking last in League One on only 6 points. This is dire, and we talked about it briefly earlier in the year. In comparisons to what the Championship is and this team being in League One, this is a massive fucking club. This would be the equivalent of Chelsea right now being dead last in the Premier League. Like, that's a good...
far off it.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. This is bad for Reading.
Yeah, it is absolutely bad for Reading. But, that's kind of what Paul Ince has brought... there was a lot of money spent when he was manager. I think he is still manager, actually. But there was a lot of money spent under him to kind of rebuild the squad, and it just has not worked out. They lost Andy Carroll, who contributed a lot of goals in the Championship for them. He's now playing in the second division in France. And he's actually loving life over there. I think he scored a hat-trick at the weekend, or recently he did, or something I heard. But it's just Reading just can't find the goals. They can't find the energy. It's bad, man.
Yeah.
And their financial situation, like I said, is pretty dire as well. if they can't get out of this, not having championship money even could be detrimental to them, to be honest.
Oh, God, yes. Especially if they go down to League Two. Like, that could be really detrimental because you're not going to fill even the lower bowl of that stadium.
Of the Majeski, which is a huge stadium.
Yeah, and you still have to pay for all that fucking upkeep. And how you afford players, especially when you're in League Two, is 100% off the fucking gate. Like 100% off the gate.
Unless you get a plum FA Cup draw, you're absolutely right.
Precisely. Now, Wigan finally got a win, so they got themselves out of the drop again. Remember, League One, 4 sides go down in League One, so they're on 7 wins and like 2 points outside of the drop right now because of they don't know how to manage their fucking money. Shocker.
No, absolutely. But you know who'd be disappointed to see this is the rugby team.
Well, also worth mentioning, League One and League Two this week are playing a bunch of games during the midweek, kind of games in hand. So, like, Pompey's got every one of their matches in so far, so Pompey won't play again until 2 weekends from now. This is the round of the FA Cup where League One and League Two get involved. And this is where they'll be playing a bunch of teams from the National League as well. Less
magical than our favorite weekend of the year.
Yep, the third round of the FA Cup.
The first weekend of January, the third round proper of the FA Cup when the Premier League teams get involved is just a very special weekend.
Premier and Championship, both of them.
That's when you have everybody involved.
Yep, and that's
very, very exciting.
And that's going to be fun to look at. We'll talk about it on next week's show. We'll kind of talk about who got through because this is that situation where there's a ton of National League sides. A fucking ton, a ton of teams that aren't even in the National League that are still in it. Like those guys. And seriously, depending on who you pull from League Two or League One, if you pull Reading, do you think Reading gives one shit about the FA Cup right now? They are desperately trying to make sure that they don't get fucking relegated out of League One.
It's a bit of a cliche. We've said it a few times, man, where some teams struggling kind of use the cup as a catalyst. Let's try to get some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's get some confidence, right? I mean, what do they say? Like, even a striker scoring goals at training is going to gain some confidence from that, right?
Right.
So do you go, okay, I'm Reading, and I'm playing Sutton United, or I'm playing fucking, Dickweed Wanderers from the 20-mile stretch of nothing between Liverpool and Manchester.
Right, exactly.
Right? We playing them, so let's dick on them 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, and just get some confidence because we're hitting the back of the net in a competitive game. Or do you go, let's rest everybody and let's put the kids out, which will win 3-0 still and just move forward? That's the kind of – I prefer to get some confidence, personally.
Fair enough. Now, also worth mentioning this midweek as well, this show will be released by the time these games have already kicked off, but we do have our 8 matches for the League Cup. I'm going to go over them real quick with you, Mr. Graham. We have Mansfield Town is hosting Port Vale. We have Middlesbrough going to Exeter City. While Middlesbrough has been in good form, Exeter City is a team that's been doing very well in League One so far. And then on Wednesday, Everton hosts Burnley, which I wonder for Everton is how many of your bench guys can you put in, because you certainly don't want to overexhaust your team. You guys go to West Ham. Ipswich hosts Fulham. This is definitely a upsetter for me. It's not on the paper, Sam. I'm just reading it off to you.
Okay,
you're looking around.
I got it. All right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I just decided on the fly to talk about it real quick. Liverpool go to Bournemouth. You got to imagine Liverpool are going to win. Chelsea host Blackburn Rovers, and the big marquee match will be Newcastle go to Manchester United. I think Newcastle gets a win. I'm starting to think this
is a replay of the final, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm starting to think that this might be the cup for Newcastle, right? You want to see them get a trophy. Like, if you're a supporter of their club, you want to see them get a trophy this season. This is starting to seem like it's shaping up to be one.
I'd like somebody new to win a trophy. Well, not new. I mean, they've won trophies before, but not for a very long time.
Right.
So that's what I would say is I would hope that they do. They beat Manchester United out in this game. I think they will get their revenge, personally, over them for the League Cup final defeat. I think Dubravka's just going to show them the medal that he has and say, like, you could have one of these if you go on loan to Manchester United. And that'll motivate the boys enough to just go win it themselves this time.
Yeah, I don't see any major bow outs other than I think United loses, Manchester United loses, Liverpool wins their game, you guys win your game. I think, who
do we have?
You have West Ham at West Ham.
See, I think this is one West Ham would take very seriously, and we might not.
Okay, fair enough. And
because we're still trying that stupid loss to PSV, I think it was, in the Champions League. Not necessarily that it screwed us for qualification, because we beat Sevilla kind of almost unexpectedly midweek away at Sevilla.
I think it was Lens. I think it was the French side you had lost to.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We lost to Lens. You're absolutely right. But we played Lens away. We played Sevilla away. I mean, so maybe this is a moot point because we now have all these teams at home in the kind of return fixtures in the group stage. So that might be actually okay.
And you got to rest everybody this weekend.
Yeah, but with that one loss, well, you're exactly right. We did get to rest everybody this weekend as well. But I wonder if guaranteeing our number one spot in the Premier League is going to be top priority, and we rest almost the entire fucking team this weekend.
Yeah, fair enough. Now,
this midweek rather.
So finally, we're going to move on to League Two. Accy had a yo-yo week, first beating Wimbledon on the road, but then losing to damn near close to bottom of the league, Colchester on Saturday at home. So the game they probably should have won, the game they should have lost, they won, and the game they should have won, they lost.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, they've invested well in the team, but they still do have some young players, some players that have never been at this level before. Yeah. And with that, like we always say, there's going to come some inconsistency.
Well, they are currently sitting in 7th place, so right in striking distance of the playoffs, which is good. Now, the Stockport got a couple of 2-0 victories, and they're just sitting right there promptly in first place. But second and third are the two newly promoted sides from the National League. And in the midweek, they both won, and then they faced each other over the weekend, with Wrexham winning at Notts County 2-0. Whole lot of 2-0s in that statement there.
Yeah, there are a lot of 2-0s in there.
But sitting in second and third, Notts County and Wrexham, keeping the ball rolling.
Again, with the investment that Wrexham's had as well, I think that they're going to be just fine. They're going to also take time to get them feet under themselves, just like Accy. But they seem to have, after that first, 3 weeks where they had scored 13 and done so well, they'd also conceded 13.
Yep, exactly.
I think they're starting to figure that bit out a little bit faster than Accy are.
Yeah. And then finally, the bottom two spots are held by Tranmere and Sutton. And unfortunately, Tranmere, they have lost 4 fucking straight.
It's not great.
No, not great at all. And that's one of those clubs
team from Liverpool you want to see doing well. You don't want to lose that history out of the league.
Well, and they have been on a slow decline because they've now been down in League 2 for a couple of seasons after going down on the final day in League 1, where they ended up being the 21st spot and the 4th team down. So,
I thought you were saying they were on a slow decline because they loaned y'all money.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Everybody's loaning us money right now. But that's going to...
I got an email for a fucking tenner.
Heard. So, any parting words, Mr. Graham?
No, not at all. Other than Mr. Mashiri, stop emailing me. I'm not going to give you any fucking money, mates.
Heard. Very good. Very good. All right, everybody. Be sure to check out the main show, of course, which came out on Tuesday. This comes out on Wednesday. And then, of course, Injury Time, which comes out on Thursday. Should somebody want to find Injury Time, Mr. Graham, how do they go about doing it?
It's very easy. It's patreon.com/DFootballShow. Just sign up to that one beautiful $5 tier. Very simple. Just one amount of money per month, and you get all of our extra content.
Excellent. All right, everybody, till next week.
I do want to say real quick, you got to spend money to make money. Just get Sarah McLachlan in.
Yes, I can see it
For
now.
19 cents a day.
A sad
You can support Everton Football Club.
A sad Sean Dyche giving you sad eyes with a mouthful of earthworms, just in arms of an angel.
Strangely, in a leash with no top on, but it's snowing.
What are you running away from, Evan Williams? The law. I stole a copy of Space Jams. What are you really running away from? Myself. Till next week, everybody.
Good night.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stuff of my lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United! Hit the fucking mute button!